Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Jahaneman. Jahaneman's a special episode of On Cloud 9 with Dr. Halima Sadia is being presented for you. And today, in this special episode of Cloud 9, we have a special guest with us. We have Mrs. Madhu Punjabi with us, and I'm going to have her here with us. Hi, Madhu, how are you?
Thank you so much, Halima ji. Thank you, my pleasure.
So Madhuji, you are on cloud 9 today. So how are you feeling?
You made me feel so nice. And I can imagine cloud 9 is such a wonderful field. And I'm able to address so many audience.
Yeah, in fact, you deserve this title because you have done so much and you have achieved so greatness that you have to be on the pinnacle of your success by this time. And I'm proud of you having you here in Jahaneman. So thank you very much for gracing us.
Thank you so much. My honor and with all your blessings, everyone over here. Thank you so much.
Madhuji, please just let me know that Madhu, an author, a speaker, an orator, and a social worker. So Madhu was since childhood like this, and of course a banker. That is your I must say that is your USP. So you were like this since your childhood, or your childhood was entirely different than you are today?
If you speak about my childhood, I wasn't an orator nor a speaker. I was more silent. But slowly, the flowers started blooming and life started changing me. It is all the product of my life that I've gone through. We have challenges coming and we overcome the challenges and have achievements. That is how we move in our life. And it's happened with me too.
Yeah, that's true, Madhuji. May I know where you were born, in which type of family, whether the family was very strict family or they were a modern family? So how much like limitations were there on you when you were still growing in the growing age?
I was born in Surat, that is in Gujarat. But soon after my birth, maybe a year or so, my dad was transferred to Pankar, which is a small town at the border of Gujarat, Maharashtra. He was with railways, had a transferable job, and we moved to Pankar. That is where my upbringing was. And if you talk about my family, you can get to know when I say my dad was with railways. So it's a very simple, humble, middle class family. And I would say, if I would describe my family, and it was something very self-disciplined family, spiritual, and the third thing that I would go for is full of values.
Wow.
These three things were the essence of our childhood. Of course, a lot of playfulness, immense. We enjoyed, and we were 5 siblings, and with a very good neighborhood. I mean, the whole neighborhood was like a family.
That's really great. So your schooling was from a railway school, or it was from some public school?
See, my schooling was from a convent school. And all through my schooling was in Pankar. My dad himself did, you can say, traveling to another places for his transfer. But we all remained at one place because of our schooling. And we had very good education, a wonderful education, I would say. That is the foundation of our life. And
convent school, yes. Convents are very famous for their discipline and for their upbringing of the children, and they groom them into all-round development. I know that their products are always shining bright.
Yes. It was a missionary school, convent. And the crowd in school was very excellent. You know, people from neighboring places like Tarapur Atomic Power Station, you know, special buses used to come from there to our school. And we had a wonderful time. Wonderful.
So in a school, Madhu was a leader, like maybe the captain or the president or the secretary of any organization, or these qualities you have developed after this school life?
It was nothing like being leader or anything, but I was proactive, I would say. In whatever I did, I put myself into it. I did my best. That is what I believed in. And if I talk about my school days, there were certain things which had a turning point in my life. And I would say, in very short, after 10th standard, the education system had changed. Previously, it was 12 plus 3. And the year I passed, standard 10, the education system had shifted to 10 plus 2 plus 3. Earlier it was 11 plus 4. Right.
11 plus 3.
11 plus
PUC.
4. Yeah, 11 and then plus 4 years of college. But once when I had done this 10, that was the last year, and there were 2 batches of 10, that particular school education system. So the one which I passed was in 10th standard, and then I had to switch over to plus 2 plus 3. And it so happened my school did not go for plus 2. They didn't get permission by them.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, where do I go?
Oh.
And my parents said, there is no other place for you. So the only thing is, we can't help it, and your studies are discontinued.
Oh.
This
So
was
sad.
something really unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then there were 2 more friends of mine. We were 3 girls who faced this problem, where we couldn't go to other place for further studies. And we 3 of us got together and we joined vernacular medium. Now imagine from a convent school to vernacular, and you have to do it high level of vernacular to get through 12. There's no other option.
But you took courage and you never gave up, and you 3 girls and all together decided to go for this. Naturally, it is commendable.
And we became inspiration for that school, for the other students. Initially, we were laughed at.
Mm-hmm.
The class teacher used to laugh at us that these are the girls who are forced to study by their parents. So they have come to Marathi medium just because their parents have forced them. So do you feel they are going to study further? And they used to make fun of us. But later on, we had our own determination, our own conviction to go ahead.
Okay, Madhuji, so you did your +2, and then after that comes the college life.
Not directly, Halimaji. There was another
Okay.
hurdle in between.
So that's what I wanted to know, that was there any incident at your school level or after that, that is like still in your memory fresh, and when you remember that incident, you feel that yes, something you have achieved?
Yes, I said that our challenges get converted into achievements.
Mm-hmm.
So there was one more challenge in my education, that was after 12. Now, having done 12, I thought the road is very clear for me. But that wasn't so.
Mm-hmm.
After 12, there were some proposals coming for my marriage. And my parents wanted to get me married off, because immediate following me was my sister. So
every Indian parent's dream is to get the daughter married, yes.
But I was a learner. I loved learning, okay, and I couldn't give up. But at the same time, I was not somebody who will reward. I had high respect for my parents, so I had no intention to go against them. But yes, things improved. Finally, believe it or not, I got admission as my birthday gift in the month of October from my dad.
And then marriage was postponed?
No, when that marriage proposal was happening and all arrangements were happening, including all elders were there, I have to speak up to my parents that please give me time. Let me do my graduation. It's too early for me. Mm-hmm. And by God's grace, I mean, even the boys' parents were there, all were there. And then my parents agreed to it, seeing my commitment towards my education, and they agreed to it. Finally, I went ahead with my studies, and the proposal was cancelled.
But it's very surprising, even today, the girls, they don't take courage that much to speak up in front of the in-laws, in front of the parents, and then, but you did that. Really,
I
you
spoke
are
to
an
my parents
inspiration.
in confidence, in confidence.
Yeah, it's an inspiration for the girls that you have to chase your dream in such a way that the entire world has to change their own philosophy and mindset. Okay, then after you did your graduation, and then
No, before graduation, I was working, I was married.
oh, you were working in a bank, in a company, or where?
No, no. It so happened
Mhm,
that because I was not able to carry on with my studies,
mhm.
my dad, he was very upset seeing me so unhappy. So he went and registered my name for employment.
Okay.
So when I got this admission because as a birthday gift,
Mhm.
and I joined in the month of December. I remember it was 3rd of December. That was my first day in college. After my joining, I received a call from the employment, and the job was in Tarapur Atomic Power Station, from where the children were studying in my school. And I used to
Mhm.
be so impressed about those people and the organization I was already aware of. I didn't want to give up that job.
Mhm.
And my dad said, "Why have you to study when you're getting this wonderful job?" I said, "No, I'll go with both." And
Okay.
that is how it was. So it was having a job as well as the education put together.
So you were having job, you were having education, and you were taking care of the family, because then after that you were married as well. So three responsibilities all together.
They were further added, you know that?
Yeah. Yes, naturally your children must be there. You must have conceived and then given birth to the children.
Right, right.
Yes, yes.
And
Hats
then,
off to you. Yeah.
see, this is a time where it's very happening time, if you see, where all things happen, together.
Yeah.
So that is very most crucial time where all things come forward, like it
Yeah.
happened, and it depends on how we sort it out, like how we go
How
with
many
it.
how many kids do you have? How many children?
I have right now too,
Two.
but
Both.
yeah, yeah. But before that, it so happened, having got into that Tarapur institution, of course, it was my dream job, you can say. After that, I was appearing for bank's job. And that is how I got into State Bank of India.
Oh, that's what was my next question, that how come you have served in a bank, and that too in a prestigious bank. You please just share with us your experience at the working at the bank, and for so long period, I think more than 3 decades you served there.
Yeah. I worked with commercial bank,
Mm.
but that was at clerical level. I got it, State Bank. Okay, I had aspiration to go join as officer. So now you can see I was doing my graduation, then I got married, and I was having my in-laws to look after. I had my son, and I had done my graduation and all. The moment I did graduation, I was eligible for PO's job, probationary officer, and I went for it. I applied for it. I still remember I used to have my son on my lap and I used to study. So every day 2 hours were fixed before going to study that I would be studying. And who else would join me for this preparation was my husband. So we both used to prepare for PO. He was also with a bank, and we both wanted to try as PO. And we both clicked
Wow.
because of the regular preparation that we were doing. We
Mhm.
both clicked. We used to discuss. We used to have good preparation. We both clicked. He got a good bank, that is Bank of India. Of course, he was earlier also with bank. And I had another opportunity of joining the Reserve Bank sister concern, NABARD. I appeared for it also. I got it. So wherever I was going for it, I was getting my job. So that was something which was, I think, universe that was helping me.
No, it was your
Have-
hard work. You were so passionate about this, that your preparation was so high
Yeah.
level. Yeah, it helped you.
And I got NABARD job. and my son was there, of course, a young one. And when I joined NABARD, all my teammates were bachelors. And I was the only young mother with a child. And they used to wonder, how did you come in? I said, it's okay. Okay. And with all this, then came the transfers.
Oh,
It
then
was
husband,
PO's job.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
So my husband was transferred first. He was transferred from Mumbai to Goa. And then I shifted to Goa. Then after that, again transferred to Mumbai. So I came back to Mumbai and my husband remained in Goa till he gets his transfer. So me and my son came in here. So this is something which went on in our life, and I might have seen or does some dozen shifting minimum.
Oh, one dozen
Yeah.
shifting of the cities.
Minimum, yeah. So
Oh.
that has been a part of my life, shiftings, many n number shiftings. And my son also had a lot of changes, school changes,
Mm.
which he had to go through.
Yes. Mm.
And then this job had a lot of travels, for my projects and other assignments. And then when it went on coming to me, my projects, I never felt anything that I should refuse for. Take it as it comes. So I always believed go with the flow. And I started enjoying whatever that came, and I loved that work so much. They were all different. One was different from the other totally. Like I remember when I was transferred to Gujarat, I was posted to Department of Supervision, that is inspection of banks.
Mhm.
I had just reported and I was given order the next day that you had to conduct inspection of so and so bank, where it was a VIP complaint, from a PMO's office against that bank. And till then, I haven't gone for any training for inspection or any manual something, but I had to go for the inspection, and I love doing it.
So your job profile was like entirely different. You have played different role. But I'm surprised that how come you were so close to the women empowerment projects, because I have seen I have heard you discussing, I have seen you like advocating for the women's right and then talking for them. And you have taken lots of initiatives when you were in the bank. So how come this section has come into your consideration that you were so empathetic towards the women?
See, what happens, 50% of the population is women. So
True.
even if my bank was dedicated for the development of rural, there to the 50% is constituted by women. So we had separate department for women development.
Okay.
We had separate projects for women development.
So you were heading those projects?
Many of the times.
Okay.
Many of the times I worked in those departments. I was involved in those projects. I was very closely. I have seen the difference it has made in the lives of women, rural women, what life they go through. Believe me or not, that the wonderful project that we have is microfinance.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Right. And this has been a very empowering, and I always propagate so much for it because it is something which a group of women can do together. A single woman may not step out of the house, but a group of women can do wonderful things. And it has changed to such an extent. Before the project, women used to, ask for money like this. They used to put their hand forward. Now, after having joined that program, they are the givers. Their hand has gone this way.
Yes, they have gained empowerment through
Empowerment, and the full family is empowered because of women.
Very true.
They have, and a lot of financial literacy has gone into it. The women are empowered. They are decision makers. They are into panchayat and playing a larger role. They have come into the mainstream of economy. This is how it has been growing. So I have seen the difference, and I really feel women are they must have so much potential, which they only have an opportunity to go ahead.
Madhuji, somewhere I was watching your video, so I found that there was a time when you were stuck in curfew, and then that was really a tough situation, but you were able to overcome with your courage. And since beginning, you are a courageous lady who can travel anywhere alone, who can take up any task, any challenging task, and you never bother that who is coming along with you or who is not coming along with you. So will you please throw some light on your personalities, this aspect, bravery and courage? Madhu as a courageous and brave lady.
I would say there was an incident that now you're reminding me. After there's one more incident, I would say after this. This happened while I was posted in Gujarat. I had two postings in Gujarat.
Okay.
The initial was for 3 years and the second one was for 10 years. The initial one, 3 years, my daughter was very young. She was in third standard. She was there for third, fourth and fifth standard. And during earthquake time, she was there. Godhra riots time, she was there. That is 2002. And even when Godhra riots happened, I was on a local tour to Navsari. And we were having lunch with the local collector. And that is where we were sounded. And the collector immediately told me, you better go towards Bombay and not towards Ahmedabad. You better don't go back to Ahmedabad. And this is where I have to go by his word and I have to rush to my family in Mumbai. And my daughter was alone in Ahmedabad.
Oh.
She was alone. But since we were staying in a bank colony, we have staff quarters, all the facilities that we have. And our own staff, they are our neighbors. They're very good, I would say, dependable. So I don't have to worry much about my daughter, but she was young enough and like God's grace, things went well. After 15 days, when the train started going to Ahmedabad, I thought of going there because it was long time, 15 days, leaving my daughter back. Having reached Bombay by train, I can say only 15 of us maybe in the train, the whole train. And the TC had told all 15 to gather in one compartment. And he was counting how many out there. And I was the only lady there among all 15. And having got down at railway station, there was one person who came forward and he asked me whether I would go by Rick. I had no option. I immediately jumped for it. From somewhere he fetched an auto. He appeared to be in need, very much in need. And he didn't have a proper even auto rickshaw because when he started driving, it was making a lot of noise. And I wondered, kaun sa auto mil gaya mujhe? Like it was making so much noise. And then when he took me from some lanes, it was totally closed. There were, I can tell you, there were burnt shops I could see.
Oh.
And there was military standing outside that burnt shops. Okay. And we were passing from there.
So you were scared by at that moment, like for a friction of second, you must be.
I did not feel scared. By the grace of God, to be very honest, I was not scared. My only concern was how I should manage to reach other side of the bridge. Okay, because this area is on one side of the bridge, the other side is my daughter. So my only concern thought process was how I should manage to go the other side of the bridge. That is it. And we were stopped by army men. And somehow I have to manage with him and request him that I am also a government officer, you are a government officer. And my daughter is alone and I'm returning after 15 days and there is no train taking me back to Mumbai. So I have to only way to go ahead. Now that years have passed by, I can mention this. With great difficulty, I showed him my iCard also. That see, this is it. And I'm working and this is my situation. And it's only because of the circumstances that I'm going. He said, but I have no orders to allow anyone. I said, but all through I have come. Nobody has stopped me. I could see the bridge over there. That is the only few steps. Once I cross, I'm the other side. Like it was like that. And I said, my daughter is too small and she's alone for 15 days already. And he said, I can't help it. Somehow, I don't know what made me tell him, you just look the other side, I will pass away. So that even he is not in trouble. So my concern was to help him how he can help me.
Yes, true.
Okay. So I don't know, somehow he felt convinced and he, without telling me anything, he just went for a stroll sort of and looking the other side. Auto wala ko bola bhagao abhi auto. And that poor fellow took the auto in such good speed, I would say. In another moment, I was on the bridge. I said, done. Now my job is done and I'm at the other side. And when he entered our colony with so much of drum-like voice, all the people came to the balcony to see from where the auto has come.
Oh, it's because during Corona, no auto was permitted.
No auto was coming. And those days we didn't have mobile phone, anything. This is somewhere 2002. We didn't have that mobile.
Yeah, I must salute your daughter's courage also, that she was all alone for 15 days.
She was there.
And yeah, knowing that the parents are not here, they are in Mumbai and she is alone in Ahmedabad. So
So this was the incident.
Madhuji, from bravery, from courage, from banking, from finance, from financial empowerment, how come Madhu has become an author? And that 2-3 books?
Right. I'll tell you about that.
Yeah.
Before that, about the other incidents, you said that I just take up assignment which was not taken by anybody.
Mhm.
Just a small mention. So there was an assignment from Patna, somewhere in Patna, and the lady in the department was supposed to go.
Mhm.
She said she won't go alone unless somebody else joins her. Office said only one person has to go. The other person will be joining from our Patna office.
Mhm.
So I said, no, when the case came to me that I was deputed, already it came in writing. And my chief, he said, I know Madhu will not refuse it.
Okay.
That is how the things used to come to me.
Yes, that was a reputation of Madhu in the company. Yes,
Yeah.
everybody knows that Madhu is the one who can do it.
So she will go, she will just accept it, like, so, and I always felt it that way. So only when there are challenges, you can upskill. And I went with it. And believe me or not, the morning I left, the same day, I can tell you, there were floods in Mumbai.
Oh, I think
And
it's in
people,
2012,
2006,
2006.
26 July 2006.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
those
that was-
ladies who did not go for the project, they were stuck in the office and had to stay overnight in office.
Oh, and you were in Patna.
And I was having sightseeing in Patna.
Mhm.
That early morning, I got up early because their sunrise is early.
Mhm.
And before my time starts, for the official visit, I had, because my friend had informed me there are very good temples, international temples in Bodh Gaya.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to see those in the early morning hours. Okay. And here people were staying overnight in office. This is what happened.
Yeah, God helps those who help themselves.
So I don't take any pride, but I just say everything has a reason that comes to you.
Very true.
And even when I was on leave, I used to get calls from my office that Madhu, we are waiting for you for so-and-so project. That German Chancellor Angela Merkel is visiting our head office and we want you to deal with it. So this is how assignments were getting earmarked for me. And I used to just take it up. So I used to enjoy it. Those challenges used to make me, really come up to that mark and do it and take the challenge, and I used to enjoy this. Now coming to my...
That's the best part. Yes, that's the best part of your personality, that you enjoy each and every challenge. And I must appreciate even your husband's cooperation, because, as I can assume, I can see that you have taken so many challenging projects. It's not possible because of the family support.
Definitely. My husband, my children, because they also grew up to be very independent type and they learned so many things all along and how we used to manage them. One of us used to be always available for them. If my husband is on tour, I will be there for them. And if I am on tour, my husband would be available for them. So there were many instances where we had to manage the situation. Now, yes.
Coming to the author, Madhu as
author part. Yeah. So this author part is something which happened very naturally for me, though I loved it. So after my retirement, I wanted to continue with in whatever way I can make difference. I can't be away from contributing to the society. I'm highly inspired by my dad even, because he lived his full life up to 91 years and he was very active. Even in his late 80s, he used to do social work. And that used to inspire me a lot. And having worked with such organization, and then after retirement, there was no other option but for me to continue with all this that I can do. And I had a wonderful team. And among them was one publisher. He said, why don't you all write a book? She encouraged. She said, everybody give me your stories and I will publish it. So this is how the journey started. And my first book, she said, you write the story which I had put it on one of my platform. That was about my education, which I just mentioned. So Revive and Thrive has that story of mine. That was my father's gift for me for life. That was the admission which I had. That was a turning point in my life. And the second one, Garden of Hope, is about the screen time in quarantine. That is about children. And the third one is North Star, that is boredom to freedom, again for children. How children are getting bored in quarantine during these pandemic days, and how we can convert that boredom to freedom. So these are my 3 stories in 3 books.
Halima, you are on mute.
So these 2 books are the product of the COVID, and we must be in some way thankful to the quarantine period and lockdown that has given so much time to all of us. Even we learned many things. So thank you very much. It's a very inspiring story, Madhuji, and you are today on Cloud9 with me. I feel proud of myself being with such a wonderful, amazing lady. And Madhuji, we have Newton and we have Fatma with us, those who are very inspired. And we have many women on the live program, those who are watching and those who are being inspired by your story in the live show. I congratulate you for your fulfilled life that you have lived. And long ago, you have to go a long way, because still I can see the energy in you is like really, it is marvelous. Whenever there is any meeting, any program, any conference, any seminar, I found you that you are always there. So congratulations once again from Jahaneman. And may I request Newton ji to please say the good wishes to Madhu ma'am.
Really great that I logged in at the right time, and really privileged to see how I think inspiring you are. You've done so much in your life, and really nice to see that you've written 3 books. So I was really wanting to ask you, are these the e-books? I can see 2 of them are e-books, and probably one is the printed, the hard copy. Is that right, Madhuji?
2 are printed. Okay. Revive and Thrive and Garden of Hope.
Okay.
The third one is
the ebook.
Under no, it is not. It is right now ebook, but it is under printing now.
Okay. So even I.
And my fourth book is ebook.
Okay.
That is Art of Parenting.
Wow. So your life revolves all around children and their life. Really great. And actually, this is I think the subject, the need of the hour today, because the parenting processes are changing, should be changing now. So I'm also on a way to write a book, and I'm writing on women.
Very good.
How women have to change their roles from time to time.
Yeah, yes.
And how they sometimes remain quite dissatisfied with their own selves, because they're not able to fulfill as they want to. So lovely listening to you, and congratulations on your achievements, and looking forward to many more to come. So lovely to connect with you. Thank you so much. Thanks, Halima, giving me this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Newton ji, for sharing your valuable words. And now coming to Madhuji. Madhuji, you are a role model for many of us, and you are an inspiring lady. And especially, yesterday what happened, I was listening to some lady, she was sharing her feelings and plight condition with me, that how she is being suppressed by a husband and how she is not permitted to do many things that she wanted in her life. And I was really thinking that still in India, the condition is so bad. I don't know about other countries. Maybe the other countries also have the same issues as far as women are concerned. But when I met and I listened to you, Madhuji, naturally I am delighted and I am elevated, because my the whole night I was thinking about the lady, that lady wanted to do many things, but husband is always insisting to be in the kitchen, to take care of the children, just to cook, clean, and do the household chores, and not permitted to do any work outside the house, any social work or any educational work or anything to support herself financially. So Madhuji, lady like you is going to make this India proud and strong as well. Because if the woman is strong, then naturally India is strong. So before I conclude today's session, I just request you to kindly say a few words to those ladies who are not able to fulfill their dreams. What is your advice to them?
I would just say the one thing is, once they have the clarity, it would be easier for them to take their life ahead.
True.
Second is, first is clarity. Second is speak up. Need not reward. Speak up to the people who matter to you. Once you are speaking up yourself, you know, and you're committed, nothing can stop you. There are always ways of getting it done. There are different ways. So just go for the right way, right approach, the right people, and you get along with your commitment. Nothing can push you back. Nothing. You are unstoppable. That's it, I would say. And here I would like to conclude during my childhood, I used to love those few lines of Robert Frost, which are very famous, but I started loving from the time I read in the book during my childhood days. And I'm really still inspired by those lines all my life. And Robert Frost said, his concluding lines, "The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep.
And miles to go.
Miles to go before I sleep. Miles to go before I sleep."
before I sleep. Very
This is
true.
my mission. This is my mission.
Thank you very much, Madhuji, and I salute you. Aapko salam, aapki azmat ko salam. Salute to your greatness. And I hope this episode is very, very inspiring for all the women who are watching this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and please, please be in touch with us. Madhuji is helping a lot of women. If you are in need, if you want some suggestions, advices, especially financial advices or on advices on parenting, Madhuji is for you. And as she said, that miles to go before I sleep, she has to go a long way. She is committed, she is dedicated, and we thank Madhuji for all her contribution. Jahaneman is grateful to you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Care.
much.
Take
Thank
care.
you so
God mighty
much.
bless you.
Thank you.